Alright, we're just out here practicing skills. I'm feeling raindrops, so we might get to cry underneath this thing. So one of the skills I'm practicing is with this rain poncho and tying the hood. I finally found a video of a guy. He calls himself On3. I like listening to the guy. He's very down to earth, it seems like, and seems to have a sense of humor. So, I'm going to turn you around. I'm going to show you what I got going on here. I do agree with him. If you're not carrying a rain poncho, there's something wrong with you. Now, this is one of these cheap ones. I don't have what he had. He's got the USGI one. Or even the other one. I can't think of that. This is the Aquarius one. So you almost have to be gentle with this thing. But it has kept me dry. Now, I did make a video showing me getting rained on once. And I had the A-frame going on. But I never quite discovered how to tie the hood. Thankfully, I didn't get wet, and I showed that. But I was still struggling with getting the hood. And I was probably overthinking it. But I like the way he did his hood. I'm going to start doing it like that from now on. Like I said, his channel's name's On3. As you can see how I have this hooked up. I have a foul point configuration. It's quick release right here. Now I did run the line to the bowling. Just like that. Stake down, of course. Now I'll show you something with these stakes here in a minute. Because I might have to unstake this to even get that hood like I want to show you. But as you do, and this is going to be kind of hard to show because I'm in a horrible spot to be showing things. So let me get my phone stand. I didn't even think about that, but let me get my phone stand out. Alright, something I didn't show you. That's because I didn't have no trees or nothing like that nearby. I just grabbed a stick. In this case, I had this setting low to the ground so I can keep the gaps. And I got one right there, but let me cover with these if you have to. Another thing, the wind was kind of shifted on me. Now it's going that way, and that's something you're going to have to put up with. If the wind don't behave itself, it just started kind of blowing. Try to make sure your backside here is against the wind. Because right now the wind is coming from that direction. Which means this is the only side you really don't have protecting. As you can see, there are gaps right there, but that can be dealt with. I've shown how to do that before with these. And also, if you want to keep the dripping off you, I would just put sticks. Some kind of log in there, right up against there inside. You'll still have plenty of room. It don't have to be a log, it can be something somewhat thick. Just enough to get rid of that gap and to keep that from dripping on you. Otherwise it will drip on you and you'll have some wet backside. Alright, let's get this hood tied. So, first thing we want to do, especially with this particular tarp, I'm not sure about the rest, this is one of these Aquarius ones, is make sure that hole's down here and not up there. So I don't care how you do it, the hole's up there, I get the feeling it's going to go in anyways. And the best way to make sure that hole's down, make sure you have this Arcturus symbol right here, upside down. So the first thing we do, we take it, I put it on my knees, and we tighten it down. So you can see I got it tightened down. Tight as you can get that sucker. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to fold it over. They say to twist, I don't think I'm going to have to twist. I'm going to take this now, and I'm just going to wrap it a couple times. There's one, there's two, it don't have to be pretty. And then I'll take my finger, kind of like I do with the ridge line. I'll take my finger, I have to think about it. And fit it through here. I almost didn't leave myself enough room doing this. Hold on a minute. Let's leave enough room, that way I can take my finger, like I'm trying to show here. There we go. Give yourself plenty of tail so you can do this. And basically all you're doing is creating a half edge doing this. Make sure it's on there. You can see I'm kind of struggling with it. That's because I'm doing this on my phone. I didn't struggle with it a minute ago. You guys ever notice when you do something like this, you struggle? You're recording? But that's how it's done. That hole is blocked. I promise you, no rain's getting in. I do have a video, and I'll post it up on the community so we can watch it again. Where I was in the rain with this thing. I guarantee I didn't have this tied off like this. I didn't get wet. Apparently, however, I had it tied off. But I've been overthinking this. On 3 did exactly like that. I think he twisted on his a little bit more than I did. But this works. He says he's been doing it like this for quite some time. Now when I was in the rain with mine, it's one I get grip on, because guess what was inside the rain poncho with me? This cord is just somehow or another, the end of it. I made it inside the hood. But I didn't get wet that night. That was over in Connecticut. I had this set up. And I got to try it out in the rain. I'll try to post that in the community part. Folks, that's how you tie off the hood. I'm out of here. I will see you guys on the next one. Oh, there is one thing I want to show you guys. Hold on a minute. Alright. You guys have seen these stem stakes a million times. You can drive them if you like. You can do this and you can try doing that a little bit. That's going to hurt your hand. So guess what? I learned a long time ago off Black Thomas how to do this. And I finally found me a shotgun shell. Have a shotgun shell inside your, or wherever it can be shaped like this, but a shotgun shell is good for. If you find something shaped like this, with a backing on it, like the shotgun shell, stick it over that thing. Just like that. Yes, you can pound it in, but let's say you're having to be quiet. You don't want to do that. There we go. Now mind you, as you get further down, depending on what you're after, that will touch the ground. But this saves your hand. It saves you from pounding on it if you're in a spot where you can't pound on nothing. It also saves your boot if you're doing it with your foot. Guys, I will definitely see you on the next one and get back with you. Stay outside, get dirty, and play around. Practice those skills. See you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.